Hey guys, this is Kevin Oliver with Oliver and Associates teams here at EXP, and I just wanted to kind of make a video real quick to let you know kind of how it all started with me. I never wanted to be an agent, never wanted to be a realtor by any means. I was actually working for a company called GE, Consumer Finance. I helped build their loan origination system, so I had a very technical background. And ended up leaving that company and going in to work as a real estate investor. I started taking some classes, some rich dad, poor dad classes, learned how to be a wholesaler, flipping houses, things like that. And that's what I started doing. I built about a $1.3 million a year wholesaling business, which was great. And then we started flipping houses. I think in my career, I flipped probably 220, 230 homes in multiple states. I own a number of group homes, multifamily homes now, things like that. So a lot of people say, gosh, Kevin, you're kind of successful, right? And I never thought of it as that way. I ended up becoming a realtor on accident. You're like, how in the heck do you become a realtor on accident, right? Yeah, but I did. We were working for, there was a group of us, of investors working together, and we had our realtor that we were moving, our California realtor that we were moving to Nevada to head up our Nevada operations, because we were working in Nevada, Arizona, and here in California. And as our board met, they came together and said, hey, we're moving, Kylie over to Nevada, and so that he can go back, because he was originally from there. And he says, well, we need another realtor here in California. Everybody turned to me and said, Kevin, you're it. And I'm like, I don't want to be a realtor. But you know what? I'm glad I did. I took a hit for the team. I went in, I studied, I went to the classes, I took my exam. I passed it on the first time, by the way. And I became a realtor. And I continued working with that company for about another 6 to 8 months, and I got really, really, really burned out on being, what we were doing at that time. And I was almost done with the industry. I was going to go be a Walmart greeter or something. And I had a very good friend of mine approach me and says, Kevin, you're a very smart investor. I know you got your license. I know you're frustrated right now. He says, why don't I just give you an office and you can do whatever the heck you want to do. And I said, you mean be a realtor? And he says, yeah. And I went home that night and my wife says, yeah, well, why don't you do that? And I thought about it for a second and I'm like, yeah, they don't do anything. I can do that. That was my mentality at the time. Little did I know, right? But I did. I started as a single agent at a brokerage, and I did actually pretty good. Sold about, I don't know that many. I think I did about 20 deals my first year. My second year, I topped over 25, 30 deals, and I was hitting close to about 6 million in sales volume. And my goal by my third year, I think I topped 10 million at that time, which wasn't too bad. And but I got stuck at about 30 transactions, I guess 35 transactions right in there, right? And I wanted to go at 40 and then 50 is what I wanted. For 3 years straight, I kept hitting, 30, 35, but I could not pass that. And I think my fifth or sixth year, something like that, I hit 38. I was like almost there, and I didn't get it. So someone told me, says, Kevin, start a team, right? And I'm like, okay, I'll start a team. So I went ahead and I started building a team. And you have these ups and downs as a realtor. Well, you still also have them as a team leader. I had people I would train. They would learn everything I know, and then they would leave, right? It happens. But I didn't tell you, there was a core of us, of about 5 of us that were on a team. And I always knew that coaching was very, very important. So we started following this guy called Ricky Carruth out of Alabama. He was a #1 RE/MAX agent in Alabama. And my team and I started following for about a year. And I ended up really identifying with him and reaching some of the goals and things like that. And I said, you know what? I would really like to meet this guy and hear him speak. And he was speaking at a convention, another brokerage convention in Nevada, in Las Vegas. And I said, hey guys, why don't we take a Las Vegas trip, as a team trip? Because we always try to do things as a team a lot of times. And I ended up going out, because we weren't part of this other brokerage, and I emailed him and I said, hey, can somebody from another brokerage come to your convention? And it was EXP Con at that time, and they emailed me back and they said, yeah, come on over, man. We'd love to have you to come and join the festivities. And I said, you don't have to be a member, do you, or join your brokerage? And they're like, no, heavens no, come on. So we did. Packed our bags and went to Vegas. Who doesn't like going to Vegas, right? And so we went out there. I think there were 6 or 7 of us. And hung out, started going to some of their classes and their workshops. Very, very good. Very professionally done, by the way. And we ended up meeting with Ricky Carruth and listening to him talk. And he was just an incredible speaker. Just incredible. He has 0 to diamonds and now they're coaching now and stuff like that. But they didn't have that back then. And so we were talking with Ricky and he heard some of my past. And I had actually worked with Robert Kiyosaki. I had taken some of the Rich Dad classes, and I actually went back and taught for Robert and the Rich Dad Poor Dad organization, and did that for for quite a while. And it was a lot of fun, and but I was on the road a lot, and my business was suffering back here. So I ended up saying, hey, I can't keep doing this teaching, though I do love it. I need to get back to my other investments and my real estate. So I did that and went to this conference, and I was just simply amazed. And I was really kind of burned out. I knew I needed a change because this up and down roller coaster of agents coming in and out just wasn't working. It was so much work, and my production had gone down because I spent more of my time teaching and coaching rather than in my own production. So I wanted to find something that either I was going to start my own brokerage, or I was going to take a look into this other model to see how this might work for us. So we went out there and we listened to the model. I talked to a lot of the industry leaders that they had out there. Talked to Ricky. And when I was talking to Ricky at the time, he grabs me by my shoulders, almost in a headlock, pulls me aside and he says, Kevin, you worked for Rich Dad, you coached a lot and this and that. He says, I'm starting a new coaching program. I want you to be one of my coaches. And I'm like, well, what's going to entail in that? And he says, I don't know, we're building it. I'm like, okay, count me in. And so we go ahead, and my crew, my team was like, hey, we want to join, we want to do this. And so and I said, all right, fantastic. I'm really liking their model. And we ended up joining EXP. And but it wasn't over. We ended up going through the 0 to Diamonds with the Diamond group, which I was personally sponsored by Ricky. And then I sponsored each of my team members to come in. And then it was just running from there on out. I really enjoy the model. It's an 80-20 split. It's not a big deal. And there are, for brand new agents, some different stuff because we can do some lower caps and things like that. But that's how I actually ended up at EXP. From almost wanting to go be a Walmart greeter to becoming a realtor for some ungodknown reason, and then a broker eventually. But I did, and I'm very, very happy. I love EXP and what it does, and it gave me the ability, and this is what really touched me, is the rev share, which is great, don't get me wrong, but I like team building. I like sitting down and helping people and coaching people, and it gave me the ability to expand, not just in my local market, but regionally, nationally, and internationally. And now I have built my team. I have a national team, not internationally yet. I'm still working on that, but I do have a national team. And of course, I have my core team here, and I think we're grown to about 10 or 11 now here. But it allows us to break down those borders. And as a broker, I'm able to have no liabilities, minimal, besides what an agent would normally have, and still have my mini brokerage. And that's really what EXP is. It's a platform with teams within it, and each team is kind of like their own mini brokerage, which I really love. But that's kind of how I got over here. Am I still investing? Yes. Am I still running my team? Absolutely. Am I much happier? Oh, heck yeah. It's wonderful. And that's kind of my story in a short, but there you go. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you later.